My name is Jonathan Parks, and welcome to Jonathan's Nature Crafts. As of today, I have decided that I would begin our Valentine's Day special that I talked about in the previous video about picking up leather work, and it is these heart-shaped pillows that come from this fur of a creature called a kudu, which is an African breed of antelope. Now there's some items we have over here that we're going to use to demonstrate how we punch the holes, and there's a couple of different kinds of awls here. You've kind of got to learn the difference between them, and there's one that is kind of thinner and is used to scratch leather, and one that is a little thicker that is used to punch leather. Sometimes I have to kind of take the tops off of them to see, the little needles, and this one is a little thicker, so we will punch the leather with this one. We will start down here, kind of taking the holes at the bottom of the heart, and you see where I perforated it with a pricker, and this is where we're going to put in the little places. And sometimes I say there might be a little trouble with it because sometimes the leather can be a little too thick. Sometimes there might even be a piece of glue or something on there that makes it a little too much. But I'll tell you what we got here was we apparently got the needle stuck in the leather and it came out of the handle here. We're going to have to kind of be careful not to do that. Maybe I did get the wrong awl that time. Looks like I probably got the right one this time. And for every place that I've perforated a little hole, we kind of put the little awl down into the place and give it a little prick. Apparently I've chosen a pretty thick piece of kudu fur, or else I have put on too much of the adhesive, because we're having a little trouble here just kind of getting it in. But I say for some of these places where we are in the leather, we can kind of get the holes right in, see what they're going to be like when we kind of get them done. And a little awl punching can kind of do the trick. But I tell you, I think I need to move this light over a little closer. It has gotten to where these boxes are blocking the light due to the construction that is going on down here. So I've got to kind of get other little holes placed right in to this thing and kind of move along with just a little bit of work that comes right into the system. So bear with me on this. Now, with what we have here, we're getting this place right in and seeing how for a little pillow made of leather and fur, this is going to make it just right. So we kind of got little places here where we sort of put this all on and just kind of put a little punching in the leather to kind of make it so it's going to have a fancy little look. And then just make our way along into the piece. We're just going to go around these bottom holes right now at the bottom of the heart and kind of prick them in for the moment and just kind of try to get a little bit into it just to try to see what we can do just to make it come out just right. So with this little hole maker, the awl shall punch the holes in, and I've kind of got to get it close within camera view. I just got out of camera view here for a moment accidentally and try to get it in where it needs to be in order to be seen. So I'll tell you all is for what we've gotten here. We've gotten this in a good little place to see what we're going to have when it comes down to a final bit of work that works its way right down into us. So I'll tell you all that much, that we've come this far on the heart and kind of got to put a little bit of grace and peace into the old instrument. So that is what we've got to show here. Just seeing how this comes along. There's probably going to be other little places we'll move along later, but I'd say with this lamp in place, we can probably see a little better here and come along these little holes at the tops of the curves as well. Just got out of view again, so just one of these days, I sometimes have a hard time remembering whether I had worked on this before or not, as far as just getting around to the top of the pillow. But I'll tell y'all that I've done other leather creations out of animal fur from Etsy and have kind of worked my ways into them just to kind of make them so they're going to be fine little offices of work. So I'll tell y'all, with that last little hole, it probably did its way, so it's just kind of coming along here, punching on the perforation, doing what we do, and so many things to see, so many ways we work. I'll tell you all a little bit more about this as we go along, but after these holes are punched in, there comes a time when some leather thread is woven through between a couple of needles to kind of make it so it's going to be an outstanding thing. And when it comes down to making the right hole, I want to tell you all about how that there was a little tear in the deer leather right about here, and we're going to probably find a way to patch that up sooner or later. But I know one thing, I've seen them share and advertise on TV all this stuff about these little types of fillers that are made for leather and that work the way we all just kind of do in all the things we make out of things. So for one little work after another, I put in just enough faith. Faith in myself and in God. So, with all this work coming to believe, you see, we finally got the holes punched out, and you can clearly see them from this angle. Might come back, do the same with these little ones as well. Put in the little awl so we can make the little holes. And I know one thing about how awls have been used in history. If you ever want to look up Saint Simon, the shoemaker, you'll notice a little interesting spiritual little story about something he did with an awl based on something he read in the Bible. Not saying that's literally what that scripture means, but probably just something he did just out of what he thought it meant. And for this little place where we kind of get the awl right in, you know, all the ways leather workers and tanners have worked over the years, made shoes, belts, all kinds of things they did. It's kind of a new adventure for me, learning how to work with this leather and fur. So I say that there's probably going to be some mighty wonderful things I'm going to learn about over a long period of time with all this stuff. So y'all just kind of hang in there. Know that I'm going to be working all day, and with this little thing in mind, we see that this is just what we have here. So as for now, you see, we got all these holes punched in, and it's going to make a wonderful little pillow here. So that is what I wanted to show you all today, and I hope you all will come back to see more. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe to this channel. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.